Hey, what's up, my Neekz? This is Nerds of the Square Table. I am Atomic Train, JLN,
Chrono XF,
and Chrono XF. So, if you guys are tuning in right now, you guys probably seen our non-spoiler review, which was posted earlier before this video. And right now, we're gonna be doing the spoiler review for Lion King. Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa! Okay, so yeah, I know. That's what it kind of made me piss off. I don't know if this is gonna be really a spoiler review, but there's a lot of jokes that was missed. Yeah,
that's what I said.
Like Zazu, like the Zazu stuff. It's like when he's trapped in the cage, it's like Mufasa would never make me do this. Don't you mention his name.
yeah.
Entertain me.
No, and even the Valley bunch of coconuts standing in the road. Yeah.
Why did they do that?
No, so my thing.
On the dialogue and the
So
jokes and
so my thing is that, so just to clarify that part, I think the reason why they didn't do that is because it's too cartoony. So it's too cartoony for this type of film. They try to go for a practical film. So meaning that the animals were really animals.
Yeah.
Like they didn't dance, they didn't stand under two legs and danced around, or did something that an animal didn't do. Also, like I just love the fact, how the lions walked, like how they walked and whatnot, dude, the shoulder roll.
Veins, bro.
Dude, they had the shoulder roll, and then they had the back. Like the back of the tail and whatnot, it's like crouch, and you can see every single detail. It was.
He paid attention to detail. Like I was gonna say, like in the cave.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just noticed his voice was echoing.
Yeah, the voice was echoing. But those are the
that
minor details that you can see in this movie. So if you guys didn't hear our scores, earlier. Basically, Chrono XF and we gave it a 7 out of 10. Okay, so we came in expecting about a 7, and we're leaving with a 7.
About a 7.
And JLN over here, he came in with a 5, a 5 or 5.5 or 5.
No, just 5.
Okay, so he came in with a 5, and now he's leaving with a 6.5. So it is a pretty good movie to watch.
It's not
horrible. Yeah.
It's not a must see.
It's not.
You're not gonna miss anything if you miss it.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna be like. You know what I mean? Like I would say, if you want to watch this movie with your kids and whatnot, this is a good movie to watch with your kids.
Yeah, the kids was enjoying. Enjoying it.
A lot of the kids in our theater was enjoying it.
I'm pretty sure they saw the cartoon too.
Yeah,
So
because they knew the characters, and I was surprised that these kids knew the characters.
And they were singing the songs too.
Nala. Yeah,
they were singing the songs.
They were singing the song. So go ahead, take your kids to this. But like how I would agree with them, even though we're giving it a 7 or 6.5, this is really a not must. This is not a must-see movie.
You don't gotta go rush.
You don't have to rush to the theaters. You can wait until discount comes back, or if it's still in the theaters or still available, or you can rent it. Yeah.
When it comes out,
yeah.
You don't have to see it.
So overall, what is so we're gonna talk about some spoilers. What is the most enjoyable scene that you guys felt in this movie? Chrono XF.
I think I really enjoyed the Hakuna Matata scene. That was it was really interesting, because I mean, in the entire movie, what was actually that they did a little different was they fleshed out a lot of scenes that they didn't go into in the cartoon. There are a lot of scenes in the movie that are extended or have more exposition. Mm-hmm. You understood better the motivations of the characters, and because when Simba them go to the elephant graveyard in the cartoon, it just happens.
Yeah.
But they actually lead into that scene, so you understand. That's what this movie kind of did a little better.
Yeah,
it just fleshes out a lot more scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Hakuna Matata is probably my favorite, because they mixed it up.
Yeah.
You expect him not to say fart because you're used to him not saying fart.
So the part that Chrono XF is talking about is during the song. So when they're talking about, when Pumbaa or Timon is talking about Pumbaa's past, when he was a young warthog, and then basically at that part he says, at the ending part, he says,
Every time I
farted. Yeah, so basically, every time I farted, and every time and usually Timon turns around and says, wait, shh, Pumbaa, not in front of the kids. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so he says that. But in this movie, Seth Rogen, he went for it, and he said, every time...
stop me?
Basically, he said, every time I farted, and he's like, wait, aren't you gonna stop me? And so that made it...
like, no, you already did it, it's too late.
That was funny. That was funny.
See, I didn't remember that. That's why I didn't like catch on to that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So that's the kind of little twist that they do.
Yeah, the little tips on that. And then I'd like to add to that. So towards the ending, after Simba's all grown up, okay, and then they're walking away, and Simba still wants to sing, and then the joke is, like, the joke that I found funny, and the scene that I found funny was that they were walking away, Simba's still singing, and they're like, oh, are we gonna do this again? No, I don't want to do this again. They're like, I don't want to do this again. Oh, why do we do this again? You're the one that started singing.
We have to sing this song.
We have to sing this song. Yeah, it's our song. And then basically, like, I think was Pumbaa. I forgot what was said, but Pumbaa goes to Simba, like, what? You just gained 400 pounds since we started.
Yeah,
so it was
since
riffing.
We started this.
Yeah, since we started this, you just gained 400 pounds. So it's Seth Rogen's part of being his comedy. Yeah, comedian. Yeah. Him being a comedian, and I just was laughing my ass off just because that was funny. Because it's kind of like, you know, what was it called? Like the third wall, fourth wall, or whatnot. Yeah, it broke the fourth wall. They're talking about the song, and the song just happened to be 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. And yeah, so it was funny. Yeah. So, Jalen, what's your favorite scene?
I don't really have a favorite scene, to be
Yeah,
honest.
what made you enjoy it? Oh, sorry, guys.
I don't have like a memorable, like, oh my god, like I love this scene. To be honest, I just like looking at the damn movie. That's the only thing I like looking. I mean, yeah, there was those parts with the small comedic parts, but I mean, the most thing I enjoyed was just the visuals of it. I mean,
yeah. So basically, the whole movie.
It's just like this. It took this long. Yeah, basically the whole movie. It took this long.
This is the movie they actually wanted to make when Lion King came out.
Yeah.
You
think so?
This is what they were going for. Because they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have the tech for that.
Yeah.
But this is actually the kind of movie they wanted to make when they made Lion King.
Yeah.
But they couldn't do it because technical restraints didn't let them, so they did animation.
Well, now they have
now they have the tech.
It's fucking beautiful. I mean,
and it's very beautiful. Like how we were talking about before, the textures. I love the textures. Like, did you see the sand? You remember that sand scene when Simba is walking? Like, you know, he's a little kid. He's running away from home because Scar already told him that you killed Mufasa. Run away from home. Run away and never return. So he's walking through the desert. And did you see his footprints when he's walking on that mound of sand?
The dust cloud.
Yeah, the dust cloud comes up.
It's stuff like that. I mean,
it was amazing.
Even when all those what do you call those? I don't even know.
Which one? The bugs? You talking about the bugs?
Yeah, the bugs.
Like
the whole
the
scenery in the.
You're talking about like the termites. The termites.
Yeah,
and the grubs.
That the shit they're eating. Yeah, I mean that was pretty detailed as well. I mean, from everything from that.
Oh yeah, that caterpillar looked real.
That caterpillar looked sick. I don't even think I would even.
The thing is,
I wouldn't even eat it.
We're wondering, like, oh, is this real fucking?
Yeah. Is this real animals?
How did they do that? You know, how did they get from it to looking this?
Because it was amazing. And that's why if you're gonna go for the visuals, you would want to go to this movie for the visuals.
Right.
But for the acting and whatnot, and you know, if you know the story and you know the punchlines, you know that's you're not gonna get them. Like you know what I mean. You go to this movie for the visuals.
Speaking of visuals, did you see Nala's eyes?
Nala's eyes were.
They actually made Nala's eyes look like Nala's eyes.
Yeah, they're green.
Yeah,
or like greenish,
it's like
hazel,
the green with
hazel.
the purple.
Yeah,
with the purple iris.
It's pretty nuts. And you know what purple represents, right? So purple supposed to represent one of the dominant traits in Africa. So some Africans, like Egyptians, for example, they had purple irises, which is
I did
pretty.
not know that.
Yeah, that's something in like anthropology. I remember learning about it. But anyways, that was a cool
That's a nice
little
touch.
Yeah, cool little touch.
They actually made her, because her eyes are actually different
Yeah.
from all the other lions.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Like even Simba only has like a regular brown eye,
Yeah.
but Nala's eyes are distinct, and they
Yeah.
actually put that in the movie.
No, yeah, and especially the back of her ears were black, were dark, like, you know, and none of the lioness had those dark black behind the ear kind of thing. So, you know, they really paid attention to detail
Yeah, for
on
sure.
on this movie.
Because we're hitting it like from like a, not hitting from like a practical standpoint, right?
Yeah,
They delivered on that for
Yeah,
sure.
practical.
I mean, like from how they walked, from how the lions walked, from how
the mane,
that too,
the lion's mane, how it blows in the wind.
and the veins, fucking lion.
Yeah, veins, but hey,
I didn't even know.
hey,
I was like, what the
hey,
fuck?
Hey, I'll
That's
add to this.
crazy.
I'll add to this. You can tell it's a Disney movie. You know why? You know why? Because Simba has no nuts.
Oh yeah, that part.
Yep.
Simba has no balls.
I don't know if anyone ever realized that.
But it's literal, because his character has no balls
His
either.
character, yeah, his character actually has no
It's
balls.
so literal. It's a literal metaphor.
But neither did Scar, neither did
Yeah.
Mufasa, and basically it's
mean,
kind of like they took the cartoon version
Yeah.
and then just copy
Just
paste
copy
and then
paste,
made
yeah.
all the feathering.
I don't know. Would you want to see balls?
What's that?
I guess.
What?
I guess if they're being real practical, I mean, you put the balls in there.
Yeah. If you're being real practical, you want to put the balls because you already came this far. Like Disney, you came this far in making this movie and making the animals not have facial features and all that when
I
they
don't know if
scream.
that would have gone
Like
down
this is
well.
this
I
is
don't think
no,
it
but
would.
but
I
this
don't
is
think
but
it
this
would.
is
I'm
how
just saying.
this is how they scream no. Like just no.
Yeah.
But Nala.
The facial
Nala, I love you.
expressions.
I love you, Nala.
Facial
You know,
expressions
that's
are-
basically the facial expression. But you know what? It makes sense because, you know, animals have, like, you know,
They don't have as
They don't
much
have-
muscles in
yeah.
the face
Yeah,
for
how-
expression.
yeah.
If they were taking things into account, which they were,
And then
they
and
would have thought about it.
and the part that I cringed on was when young Simba went and discovered his dad. So when he discovered Mufasa, okay, he, you know, it's supposed to be a touching scene. It's supposed to be a crying scene. The voice hit here, but the visual of seeing Simba, you could barely see the emotions in his eyes. Like you would expect tears, bawling, or some sort of the kind, but no, it was hard to see.
Really,
There was nothing.
Yeah,
So
that scene has less impact
Yeah.
than the cartoon.
yeah,
And
I still felt it here because it's kind of like
I
when
mean,
you replay a
because
cartoon.
you know what
Yeah.
happens, and you see when you see the scene in the cartoon. It
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
plays the
Exactly.
cartoon
That's
scene
what
in
I-
your head.
that's what
Even
I-
though you're looking at that screen and you're seeing it happen, but you still see the cartoon.
Yeah.
That's kind of the weird
overlaid over that thing, and it's like
Yeah,
What do you call that? That's some weird ass shit.
I don't know. It's
I know
just
there's
like
a scientific name for
Yeah,
it,
there
but
has
I
to
can't
be,
pull
but
it
I
up
don't-
right now.
what is that? What are you talking
Because
about? The side
we're
by side
watching it on
comparison.
screen, but I'm in my head. I'm
It's
like,
like
Oh,
your
it's like
your
muscle
me-
memory.
Yeah,
Muscle
your
memory.
memories.
Yeah.
Your memory overlays over what's
Yeah.
actually
What's
happening.
happening, yeah.
Like that's how you get nostalgia. That's
Yeah.
what nostalgia is, because you're
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
you're seeing
It's
something and then you're
recapping.
seeing the
Yeah.
thing over it, and you're remembering
Yeah.
what happened.
Whoa, that was
And
too
it's
big,
like-
dude. Yeah. Yo, no, so yeah, and yeah, I had that in a lot of the points, especially the fire scene, like towards the end. So the fire scene when the lightning strikes, that was beautiful, by the way, really beautiful, really real
It was
life.
really quick though.
It was
It happens
yeah.
a lot
So
slower in the
yeah,
cartoon.
but that fire scene, it was, I don't know, it's kind of like that. Like I just had that moment, and
Where Scar
especially
falls into the
yeah.
fire. It's like you can see it.
no,
You see-
even before that, the fight scene between him
Oh,
and
and
Simba,
when he
when
hits the-
they go,
Oh yeah. That's slow.
they
that's
did the slow
where it's
motion
like,
in this, and it looked amazing. But still, yet when they jump up in the air, no balls. It's super fun. But yeah, that scene, like
kids, these guys
that's
are
basically what it is. That's basically what it was, though, for me.
This movie was basically live action copy.
Yeah.
Almost.
It was.
Okay. Oh, Jalen, I want to touch up on what you said earlier. You were talking about certain scenes like Scar's manipulation scene.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys about Scar first. Like,
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Scar? Like,
I felt like he was underacted.
think so?
Yeah, I felt like he was the Jafar of this movie.
Yeah.
So Jafar meaning the recent Aladdin movie. If you guys watched the recent Aladdin movie, Jafar's character wasn't really Jafar that we knew from the whole story.
It's just not
So
as sinister.
it wasn't as sinister. It wasn't as out there as we all know him to be. So Scar was basically like that. He had the voice, he had the voice down, but he just didn't carry that persona.
He's not like that menacing.
Yeah, he didn't really, and like towards
He
the
was
ending,
an asshole for sure.
like
but
he was
I
an
mean,
asshole. Yeah, he was an asshole. But that's the thing. Like I'm gonna the ending when he grabs Simba, like he pierces his nails in Simba's claws and in Simba's paw, and then he says, "I'll tell you my little secret. I killed Mufasa." So in actuality, he should have made it a little bit more sinister, just a little bit more. It just never. I never
that
felt
one was
the impact.
better. But you just
Yeah,
it was
what
better
I
than
did-
what he did.
Disney, why didn't you hire me? I auditioned on audition. Just joke. No,
What?
yeah, it was better than that, right?
He's just
it's kind of one of
it's
those
just
scenes.
not there. Even when he was like mercy,
Yeah.
like in the cartoon, you can really
Yeah,
feel
you can
that.
feel
Like,
his,
you
like,
can feel
he's-
he's like. You know he's messing with you already, right?
Yeah.
you already know he's messing with you.
Yeah,
but
you're
no,
right.
he's fucking
But-
has evil intentions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His character weaves that that pity into the words. Like you can feel the manipulation just
Yeah.
like crawling on you when he says it in the cartoon.
It's-
It's just flat in this movie.
Yeah,
I
in
think
this
it's-
movie,
it's
it's
flat.
And like the dialogue is really rushed, and you can feel that the
Yeah.
dialogue's like rushed.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to like spit it all out all at once, and like
Why though? It's kind of-
and it's like they didn't.
Yeah.
They could have just took it a lot slower, like pause,
Take their time.
like the dying.
It's like-
Take their time. Make it
feel
like
the emotion.
make it-
in the word, and like
Like,
you feel the emotion in
it's
the word.
no, and that's why it's called acting, not V-dub, not voice dub.
Yeah.
So this is acting, and if this is what acting is from Beyonce, Noel, and the kind, and what's that, Donald Glover, that was pretty poor, And these guys are really good actors. Like I came in expecting a lot from these guys because this is
Yeah,
like
there's not like a lot of emotional.
yeah,
like-
it was just
Maybe
kind of like
because they
blah.
thought
Just
like
in
they thought that they weren't on screen, so I don't. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know,
and
somehow,
that's
like-
what I'm thinking too. Like
Or they
because
just thinking that. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
don't do a
playing-
lot of voice
I'm
work.
thinking, yeah, they're more
They're not
of
known
physical.
for a lot of voice work.
Yeah, they're more of physical people, so like they're physically in the movie
Yeah,
rather than
they
just
are.
being seen as CGI
Yeah,
or
yeah, so I
whatnot,
don't-
or
maybe
playing a
that-
character. So maybe that's why, and maybe you know what, maybe our ears are trained to see them physically. Like I remember when I was seeing, like I first heard Donald Glover's voice singing the Hakuna Matata,
Yeah.
I already imagined
Yeah.
Donald Glover in his own music videos. So I just thought of his own music videos.
Even-
So I think it's like we're trained, right?
I mean,
Or just used
when
to it.
when I saw like when you see Nala,
Yeah.
like and she talks, it's like I saw Beyonce, I saw her.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
But I didn't see Nala.
I saw.
Yeah.
I saw Beyonce, I didn't see
Yeah.
Nala, and that's the problem. The problem is you're not supposed to see Beyonce. You're supposed to see Nala.
Nala, yeah.
Because she's Nala and she's not Beyonce.
Yeah.
But I saw Beyonce, which
Yeah.
is
It's kind of
it,
weird.
it doesn't,
is weird.
It doesn't. That's why the character doesn't work. The
But,
voice doesn't work.
Yeah, going back to
Yeah.
the Scar thing, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get older, you just kind of like realize stuff, kind of here and there.
Yeah, so
When
what
you're not a
kinda-
kid, like?
So what kind of stuff are you talking about?
Well, obviously Scar. I mean, it kind of was like an overthrow thing. going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And like,
He actually
From-
says it's a coup in this movie.
Yeah, no, I caught that too, and I was like, what?
We're gonna do the
We're gonna-
coup.
we're
We're
gonna
like,
go
holy
coup
crap,
again."
we're going there.
Yeah.
I wonder how that made me wonder, like, where did they get
the idea.
story for Lion King in the
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah.
Probably from some kind of
like
French
uprising or something.
French monarchy.
That's what I was thinking.
British
Is this like
monarchy
some
type
like
story.
Russian Revolution
Shakespeare
thing or something? I don't know.
I think it was based on Shakespeare, right?
Really.
Was it?
I think it was Shakespeare.
I think it was like based on like Hamlet.
Yeah, like Hamlet, where something like that.
It plays
Yeah.
out exactly like Hamlet does.
But except
where
everybody lives.
everybody doesn't die.
But yeah, everybody doesn't die.
It's
But
a little bit less tragic.
it's kind of
that
like
way,
that.
but-
Yeah.
It's
But what did it remind you of? Because you remember when you were telling me, like how we were talking about, him standing on Pride Rock and actually being like in charge while the hyenas, he already gathered up the hyenas, and he's claiming this land, and he's talking to them like this is for us, roar.
I mean,
like what was going through your head?
Just
Hitler.
Yeah. I was in the auf the Third Reich. Yeah. So I was looking at him. I was like, hey, dude, it's like Hitler, man. It's like Hitler. And then he was like, yeah.
But they played that in the cartoon.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
the hyenas are actually marching like the Nazis.
like the
were.
Nazis.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see.
Yeah,
that.
dude.
I don't remember.
They're marching like freaking Nazis.
Wow.
They played to that
Yeah.
that theme that he's just like Hitler. That's like genocide
Or
everything.
whatever, a
It's like-
dictator, right? Like it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know. It's just like you recognize yourself when you get older. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like
And then you
wow.
start noticing all
Start
these,
noticing some weird
all these
shit.
political stuff and political views that's shown.
It's like if
and-
you're watching this now, this
Yeah.
movie is very relevant to what's going on
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
world,
Or
especially in Hawaii.
yeah, especially with
You
Hawaii.
can tie this movie
with
so
what's going
well
on
to what's
currently.
going on to a mountain of some sort.
Yeah, no, hey, getting back to the mountain. Hey.
Since
no,
this is the spoiler review.
Yeah,
we
since this is a
we
spoiler
just get
review.
political
yeah,
about this.
Yes,
it is political. Like that's why I took a kind of like a political view. I took a political view on this movie. There's a lot of stuff that's talking about nature, talking about circle of life. We all heard about that. That's all cliche. We already know about that. But I guess the meaning now it plays a big role, especially here in Hawaii. Like it plays a big role. That's what's happening right now to our Mauna Kea, which is our big mountain on Big Island, which has a bunch of observatories on there, and the Hawaiian people, we don't want, or some of us don't want, more telescopes, especially now that they're building a big ass TMT 30-meter telescope.
I didn't
up
realize
there.
it was gonna take up 6 football fields. Of
Yeah.
footprint. That's a
Yeah.
huge freaking.
That's a big telescope, but
That's a lot of
but
land space right there.
this is just like concerns that residents and whatnot are having. Also Native Hawaiians, because the thing is that you kind of don't want to mess with the land a lot. Sorry about the noise, but you kind of don't want to mess with the land a lot. And then basically I looked at Greg and I looked at JLN, because there is, in this movie, in Lion King, the beginning, you see Pride Rock and whatever, the pastures and whatnot. Okay, yeah, but you see everything, and it's like super nice. There's flowing water, there's everything, and then you see this scar comes into play, and then all of a sudden everything's a desert, everything's dead, everything, like the water's gone, the animals are gone, and it's kind of like our idea of our future, or the idea of the future of the mountain, protection of the mountain. So if we build, like if this happens and we build this telescope or whatnot, like I'm not saying that, I'm not gonna say what I'm for or I'm against, but I'm just saying that, comparing to the movie, it's like, if we build this, if this happens, what if the land becomes like how it is in the movie? It was a desert. There was nothing. There was carcasses all over. So, and I don't know, it's just something to think about. And it's not just pertaining to our problems or our issues here in Hawaii. It could be anywhere.
It's like global warming.
It's kind of like global warming.
If you want to take it to that that global level, that's what
Yeah.
it is. It's like,
A lot of
when
political.
you give people free reign to do whatever they want.
Yeah. And then
these kind of things happen.
yeah. So and basically that's how it was. So like going back to the story of Lion King, Simba left, Mufasa's dead. So who's in charge? Scar. You think Scar is gonna take care of? No, he's a greedy son of a bitch. He wants to fucking eat everything in view.
And
so
that's
it's
what he does.
basically kind of like corrupted politicians. They want to take money here, there. They're greedy as fuck. They don't want to give back to the people, so the people end up dying. The land is not taken care of. So the original powers that used to take care of the land before, they're no longer with us. And look
Well, the power of
happened.
void is just filled every
Yeah,
time. So
filled every time.
And it's always filled with anarchy and chaos.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's part of the talk. I wanna just close off with.
Wait, there's a line in the
Which
movie
one?
that I want to talk.
Okay, wait,
that,
go
that pertains,
ahead.
That pertains to what we're talking about,
Yeah, go ahead.
which is what made you go, oh!
Yeah. Go.
Because Simba's talking to Mufasa, and he's like, I thought a king owned everything. And Mufasa looks at him and he's like, we don't own anything.
Yes.
We don't own this. We
Yes.
just protect what's here.
Yeah. A king must protect
He's
Simba.
like, we don't
Yeah.
own
We don't own the
land.
land.
We
Yeah.
just protect it.
We protect it.
And
And
it-
that hit me
it's
right
like,
probably
here.
got
It's
you
so
real good.
pertinent.
It got
to
me
what
real
we're
good.
doing right now.
And that's when I looked at you. I remember that. I was like, oh, and I put the, yeah, never mind. No,
This
no,
movie
Yeah.
is a conspiracy now.
Yeah. no, but
The timing
it,
for this movie is insane.
it ties in with
It's
everything.
just really
But
insane.
I'd like to. So after all of this like sadness and whatnot, if you guys are still watching this video. So basically, I want to end with this, a funny note. So towards the ending, when Timon and Pumbaa are running off, and then they have to use live bait to attract the hyenas. I was expecting, or we were expecting, because we already watched the cartoon like multi-million-dollar times or whatever. We were expecting, what do you do? Expecting to dress in drags and do the hula? Luau! You know, we were expecting, yeah, fat and juicy meat. Here's my buddy Pumbaa. Here's a treat. Yeah, so we're expecting that song. But
it goes back to the whole cartoon thing.
But-
and the,
But they did
He's like a
something.
big
They
jump.
did something that we did not expect. And what did they do? Be our guest. So be our guest. He's like, oh, mademoiselle. You know, you had my
have a
dinner.
perfect
We have a
spread
perfect
out.
spread out for you. Yeah. And then he's like, Timon was be our guest. And then he runs away. But reference to fucking Beauty and the Beast, which was awesome.
It's like on point,
It was
too.
on
It's
point.
just like-
yeah,
you could just
I-
see Lumiere.
I thought he
there.
was the voice of Lumiere.
He might be. He might have been in like.
No, but
I don't
like
know.
how you said, it was Ewan McGregor.
It's Ewan McGregor in the
Yeah.
live action one, but he might actually still. He might
Be-
play Lumiere in like
yeah.
the cartoon, like one of the side
the
cartoons,
the offset, yeah, the offside.
or like the straight to video.
Yeah. So basically, that's all I wanted to leave you guys. Anyways, so that was basically our spoiler review. If you guys got any questions, hit a comment down below. Lion King was good. We gave it a 7.7 and a 6.5. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. Take your friends. I would expect take your nieces and nephews.
Take kids.
Take the kids, because you know what, they they deserve to enjoy an awesome movie, especially visually wise. So yeah, shoots my Neekz. Till the next time, no announcements, right? We don't more any announcements, not anything
What's next week? What are we
Once
doing?
upon a time.
new. Once Upon
Oh,
a
yeah,
Time in
it's Once Upon a
Hollywood.
Time in
So we're gonna
Hollywood.
see Brad Pitt and
Leonardo
Leonardo
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio in action. Shoots my Neekz. Till next video, yeah. Shit.
Peace.